Scorpio signs out there. So come on in, get comfortable. Let's see what messages that we have for you guys. I do apologize for the dark, guys. I'm actually sitting in my room during the night. And well, I don't have the light on. Yes, that's a little bit. I had to light a candle just now. All right, so let's get started, guys. Sorry, there's just so much going on. Let's clear the space. I almost didn't do this reading, but I kept getting pulled to like do the Scorpio reading today. I was gonna put it off until tomorrow, but here we are. It's like a strong pull to do Scorpio. Please fast reading, allow clear and concise messages to come through. Let your words come through that way. Come in this place. Guidance and channel messages that we have for children. This blessings will continue to help us keep on the path that you've set for us. Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, Father. Alright, guys, let's see what we have. Hello? Okay, here we go, guys. Ugh, so much going on. Alright, so I'm going to use this deck. So we have Scorpio. Alright, so some sort of news so far. That's in your crown. Number on the board is 23. Communication going out. You could be waiting on some sort of response, some sort of message that you sent out for clarity. Because you do have the full moon in this as well. Something you're waiting on so that you can further understand something, Scorpio. Reciprocity is in your South Tower, which is telling you that, well, there is a lot of fairness that you might be struggling to do. Like maybe you're having a hard time trying to be fair in a situation here because you don't have enough insight in order to do that. You also have change falling out for your journey. It's in reverse, 33 in reverse, delays, setbacks. And you have the elephant for your West Tower completion. Yeah, it's definitely giving this energy where you guys are kind of focused on, I'm hearing make the right decision, but have a clear understanding of which way to go in order to do that. Clear tables set forth. I don't know what that means, but that's what I heard. You have cycles at the bottom of the deck. Again, this something about a past energy. Something ending and not having a chance to start over again, and someone not being willing to let something go, but needing to understand something in order to make the right decision to let something go. You have reliability and work at the bottom of the deck. And, ooh, okay. Hold on, guys. Why are all your cards in reverse? Okay, you do have plans here, but the rest of these is in reverse. The Fox energy, strategy. Like, you guys do tend to do a lot of your planning ideas. You keep it to yourself. Very, like, secretive kind of energy with Scorpios. Like, but all your other cards is in reverse. You have the Goat, reliability in reverse, work in reverse, creativity in reverse. The Owl is here in reverse. Like I said, there's some missing information, something you can't see. You can't. Usually when you see this card, it's about having like a bird's eye view of a situation, having all perspectives in, so you can see both the pros and the cons of something here. But I'm kind of getting that you guys are kind of feeling kind of lost, like in the blue, in a place where you're not sure how the outcome is gonna go. Maybe you might be dealing with a situation that could involve you not being able to rely on the work that you put in on something here. It's giving kind of like a half-assed kind of a situation. I don't know if you did something half-assed or somebody else did something half-assed, because that came out right next to reliability. Like you can't trust the stability of a plan. You have the Jaguar here. Something's being stagnant. Like your ideas feel like they're just not getting off the ground. They're just stuck in your head. There's something about a missing platform for you to get something done here. And then you have Doug. Like I said, something about disloyalty. You can't rely on someone here, or a group of people is what I'm hearing. This could have something to do with work. Somebody's collaborating with someone else and they just can't rely on it because it's not done right, or there's a missing puzzle piece to something. I want to clarify what that is, though. And then right next to that, you had responsibility in reverse. And this card has always been a favorite of mine because the depth of its meaning. This is the hyena. And, sorry, the meerkat. And the story behind the meerkat is that the meerkat in the animal kingdom was in charge of giving the animals their coat. So whatever color they were meant to be, they would paint them. And, the hyena wanted to be painted, but the hyena didn't want to pay the price that the meerkat was actually requiring of him to pay in order to get the service. It's like a fair trade. What the hyena did, it cheated the meerkat, and on top of it, insulted the meerkat by eating its brothers and sisters and demanded to be painted. So someone could be abusing their control over a situation, or could be in a place of authority, but don't feel like they need to depend on someone lower than them to get something done, or they could have a perspective of seeing someone or demeaning someone in some way, and now they have to make something right. And if they don't, then they're just not going to get the results that they want, because this is in reverse. Like something is half-assed. That's kind of the energy I was getting. Let's see what's going on. Let's clarify a little bit. What is the crown chakra? We're going to look at the news card. 23 talks about communication. Like somebody's talking about a plan here, a plan of action, something that needs to happen. I want to clarify that. Let's see. Okay. All right. So plan of action, 28 is in reverse. You also have serendipity in reverse, so that's 30 in reverse. All your cards are coming out in reverse, and I don't understand why. And you have 13 in reverse. 13 is usually your number, Scorpio, is associated with the death card. So Pluto energy, change and new beginnings. But it's in reverse. Like, that's the... I think the third card that I got that said that somebody was stuck inside of something that's not going anywhere. It's like someone being stuck in the past, not letting something go. Not letting something go. You have protection at the bottom of the deck. Say set personal boundaries. So someone's just... It's given this energy. I don't know if you're kind of lashing out or not. When I say lashing out, Scorpio, I'm not talking about just mindless anger. It's in a weird way. it's almost like someone's really triggered and doesn't know how to tame themselves when they're in a triggered place. So they're putting up boundaries or being like aggressive or defensive. That's the word I'm looking for. Defensive type of energy. When I say defensive, I don't mean like somebody like blocking their energy. I mean like being passive aggressive. Yeah, being passive aggressive in so many different directions. Like if anybody comes too close, they're met with thorns or harsh verbiage or like that's the energy I'm getting here. And you're waiting for communication, but there's so many delays here because you won't release something. With sacrifice being in reverse, if you look at this, guys, you can see like her arm is still in the grave and it's turning into like a skeleton. That has always been a challenge for Scorpio energy. Like you guys are the harbingers of change naturally, the embodiment of it. That's the ingenuity of the formation under which you were born, like on an astrological sense. Your chart aligns you. Think of your body like your make and your soul like the model. Your make is how you operate, but your soul governs the way that you handle the car that you're in. And in this sense, it's like somebody's physical body is domineering their inner ability to govern the car. The car is kind of going out of control. So you might be acting more on a primal sense and not really consciously harnessing what it is you're doing with your own body. Like somebody's being really impulsive and it's creating a lot of delays. And then with serendipity here, you have 30 in reverse. So a lot of setbacks being here is like you're being pulled back to the beginning. Like, I also just heard something about a big bang. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I saw a car exploding. Like somebody's car was on fire. I don't know where that came from. And then you have the number 13, like I said, liberation. This is about feeling trapped, entangled in a situation. Someone's car could be on fire, but not like because of a crash and thing. It's like someone's car is on fire. I'm seeing that visually. Like, I don't know why I'm seeing it, like a big bang. Something's on. Anyways, moving on. I don't know what that's about. Let's go ahead and clarify a little bit more. Guys, if you're new to the channel, just keep in mind that these are general messages, so this may or may not be your story. Take what resonates, leave the rest for who it's for. And if you want to get a reading that's more tailored to you, your situation, I do them. How to reach me, the description, I haven't posted it yet, but I will be connecting the email after the video repost below here, so that you can always email me your questions if you need to. I do the first 10 minutes free, so you have a free reading with me. So if you really want to get down deep with that 10 minutes, take advantage of it. Just include your questions and I'll send it to you, okay? So let's see. Communication for Scorpio. What is this about? It's walking away. You want to know if someone has walked away, if they don't care anymore, if they still have feelings for something with someone. It's almost like you need clarity as to whether or not someone has completely let go of their feelings about a situation involving you. And with the 8 of Cups being here, it's like someone has made it through processing some very deep emotions that could have been really burning at their spirit in some way. Like they went through that and they managed to move on into a new direction here. You also, yeah, and they have the star energy. I didn't even see that behind the deck. Someone walked off and got what they wanted in a situation. Bottom of the deck, there's that stagnant energy here. Someone refusing to release something even though it's not helping them in some way. It's creating a lot of emotional uproar, and inside of someone's life, turbulent emotions, friction. I'm almost feeling like you don't even know how to process the feelings you're feeling right now. Like, it might be really confusing, Scorpio, but you don't want to let it go because holding on to it feels more real than letting it go or something like that. Yeah, and there's that new opportunity, but it's right here with that King of Pentacles in reverse, where you're spending all this time and energy holding on to something that is literally kind of drowning you a little bit. You're turning it back to a chance for you to actually start over, have a passionate new beginning, have your own start, because you're holding on to something. You've been waiting for some sort of message to come in to help you get clarity about something. The energy that I'm getting from it is like someone just really needed some sort of closure. Like something didn't finish off right. Like you needed closure to move forward. But the type of way that you were looking for closure, it came, well, your idea of it was that you needed to talk to the person, but closure doesn't always involve having contact with the other person. Think of it like when somebody dies, you don't always get to talk with them to have that closure. Sometimes you just need to talk with yourself. Maybe even write it down, how you're feeling, and then release it. Like, let it burn. Release the energy. Write it down, crush it up, tear it up, and burn it. You know? But the closure you're searching for, it has nothing to do with you having physical communication with the person that's gone. It has everything to do with you talking with yourself about how you're really feeling about the situation, how it hurt, how you can heal it, how you can release it, how you can forgive yourself, how you can forgive the person even though that person isn't there for you to actually get forgiveness, or even just kind of let that go. Or, you know, like bottom of the deck, yeah. And as I said, as you have the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, like something could have been really disturbing your sleep. You could have been having nightmares about something here, having a hard time getting to rest because you kept dreaming about something. It's been a constant in your mind. Worries and concerns. And then there's that delays from you having a chance to start over. Something has come to an end here. When you see the World card, this is completion, where the cycle's over. This is Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. And in a sense, its representation is creativity. You can Google Ouroboros for yourself. I'm not going to go too deep on it, but it's a very well-known Seijunya. But in a sense, it's like closure, coming full circle. You've been avoiding doing that. And I'm being led to kind of like clarify what's causing the avoidance to help guide you through it. Let's see. What's causing this for Scorpio? Family could be a huge thing, significance here, like the support of family. Somebody could be a very, like, connected to a very well-off family. Like, I'm not saying that you have to be extremely rich, but someone could be very well off financially here when it comes to, like, family support, finances. You could have a community of people that support you, so that you don't find yourself in a place where you're lacking financially. You have the Death card. This is your card, Scorpio. This is you. Pluto energy here. Changes in the beginning. So it's giving like a cocoon energy where you're stuck inside of the metamorphosis phase. You haven't quite broken free of that to discover the new version of yourself yet, or the situation that you're in. Someone could also be dependent so much so on the support of family that it's keeping them in that phase, especially with it coming out next to this. Like, how much help is too much help that you don't know how to help yourself? It's kind of the energy I'm getting, you know? And then you have, yeah, I can't make it up, three of Wands in reverse. Delaying your future ventures in order to cling to past ones. Let's keep going, guys. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles and see what that is. I haven't even made it to your challenge yet. Like, I went from your north, and I still have to go to your south tower. Let's see a Ten of Pentacles for Scorpio. I didn't want to do this reading tonight. I was going to put it off for tomorrow. I had such a restful weekend. I just wanted to kind of like enjoy that. But I was laying down and like literally I kept hearing Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. It was really annoying. And it was like I was being pulled to do it. Okay, so your family really cares about you. You have the Knight of Cups. Like, they genuinely care about you. I'm also hearing like some of your family members might also be the type of people that kind of like over cares, like they smother you, and not just like affection straight on. I'm not talking emotional affection. Their way of showing you affection is to support you financially, and that's the type of smother I'm getting here. And then you have the Queen of Cups in reverse. They could be seeing you as being very closed off emotionally. Maybe you don't talk to them as much. Maybe you bottle up your feelings. You don't share your feelings with your family as much. And I feel like they see that about you too. Like, you're not the type to express how you feel. You're very secretive about your emotions. But be careful of this. The Queen of Cups can also be someone who's too emotional. Like, to the point that your emotions just kind of run you. It runs everything that you do. You have no control over it, which is what I was getting earlier. Like, somebody is completely consumed by whatever. I don't know what's causing the feelings per se. You know your story better, but whatever it is, it's taken hold of your body. Almost like, and I really didn't want to have to go this way, but I guess we're gonna have to explain it. It is part of it. So it's like, I don't know if you guys have watched my Bible study videos where I talk about the power of a word, and look up that video. It's on the playlist section. But your emotions, they do have a very important part to play inside of your makeup. Like, you weren't engineered the way that you were by accident. Everything about you counts. Like Spirit says, you were born with everything that you needed to survive, and the rest is provided. And that very definition means that when you were born completely butt naked, you were already blessed with everything that you needed to help you move forward, and the rest is provided by God. But there's a taming phase within your life. Our existence on this planet is more like going to school. Yes, you have like your everyday school system where you go to primary school, to pre-K and high school and college. But then you actually go to the school of life after that. And you have to implement everything that you learned. You never stop learning as you get older. No matter how old you are, there's always lessons that you're learning and lessons that you're relearning, because the human brain can only hold so much that we often forget. And then we have to be reminded of lessons that we have forgotten before. And we usually rely on each other and Spirit to teach us this, which is why Father says it's not good for us to be alone. And we need to be evenly yoked, because if I forget something, who's going to help me? You know? Your emotions help you understand how to govern yourself and how to tame yourself so that you don't get out of control. But when your emotions start to get out of control, it leaves you open to possession. And not a lot of people like to talk about possession because it's such a taboo, scary topic. But think about that term for a little bit. Just even if you Google the word possession, look up the definition of it. It's to be completely consumed by something. And when, I'm going to give you an example. When you're completely angry and you can't control that anger, it completely takes hold of your body, and before you know, you're reacting without thinking, and then you're sitting there after it's all said and done, and you're like, what did I just do? Was it you, or was it your emotions that were in control? I'm being told to tell you to be careful of this, because all this suppressed energy where you're not really addressing your feelings, you're bottling it up, you're not communicating with family, it can build up and become toxic and very dangerous to you over time, because it leaves you open to being completely overran emotionally, that you do not even recognize yourself. And before you know it, you've gotten yourself in a situation that you don't even know how you got there. All right, so let's just keep going and see what we got here. I'm being told to look at the bottom. The bottom of the deck talks about a gift. Somebody could be trying to give someone something, a new beginning here. Like someone could have tried to help someone start over, but I feel like they didn't like that, or they like somebody could have been really cold or cut off to someone that could have tried to help them start over. They were just looking at holding out for themselves or being selfish in some way because of their frustration. Again, your ego coming into play with the Strength card. And I said this earlier, like somebody was really acting out of their lower base self, their animalistic self, the primal instincts. Humans are very different in that sense, where our instincts doesn't govern everything that we say. We are sentient in the sense that we can think and discern. In this case, discernment isn't even anywhere near this. It's just this insecurity and this need to protect through lashing out or being defensive. All right, let's look at, that was a lot. That was a lot, and that was just your north. I'm going to look up your south really quickly. Not a lot of people like to talk about this, but when you're doing spiritual work, it's very much like a surgical practice, where you go in surgically and you cut out unhealthy things that's going to tear your spirit apart and completely rip you away from that which is good for you. And you mend those broken wounds so that you don't leave yourself open, as in like opening up portals, so you become completely consumed by something else, an entity like lust, greed, hate. These are all 7 sins. You can have that. Ask Grandma, put it on. She has it open. All right. So let's look at your south really quickly, guys.
Shoot me.
Hold on. All right, so let's see. What's going on with the south? Reciprocity is what you're struggling with right now. How to be fair. Okay, so I'm seeing that you're trying to do things the right way now, Scorpio. Like you're trying. You're actually putting in the effort. But you're still in kind of like the stage where you're strategizing, where you're planning how you're going to do this. That's that fox energy coming back out again. You do have consequences here. Like you doing the right thing may have some sort of like backfire that you're worried about, which is why it's making things hard. Like there's some ripple effects. Like people look at consequence as a bad thing, but it's not. The very definition of consequence is the results of. It's just the results. There can be positive consequences or negative consequences. And what I'm seeing here is that someone could be very much afraid of the negative consequences of something. But once you clear that out, you have an opportunity to plant seeds for positive consequences. You can't avoid it. You have to go through it in order to get past it, you know? And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough, but it's the only way to actually start a new cycle, you know? And then you have generosity at the bottom of the deck. So the consequence is you having to deal with the... I'm not calling anybody out, guys. Do not come for me, okay? But somebody wasn't very kind in the past. Like somebody could have been a predator, preying on someone that was very defensive. You do have this fox here. Somebody could have been really cruel towards someone, in an unfair kind of way, or watch someone get preyed on in some way. And like now there's the consequence of that. And then you have Libra energy balance coming in here. Like that is what someone's afraid of. Like you're afraid of dealing with the consequence of a lack of generosity in order to make something right. Hold on a second, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. Oh, wow. Okay, so you could be afraid of yourself in a situation because, okay, you don't want to have to deal with something. You don't want to have to face something here. Like facing something isn't very exciting. You're grateful for an opportunity, but not for the fact that something's falling apart when it comes to, you could be missing someone, Scorpio, watching them from a distance. Love has turned into hate, jealousy, regret. But that regret is standing for the fact that you may not have felt good enough in the situation. Yes, something was deeply unfair. You may have been seeing something as unfair. That's where that hate is coming from. The fact that, okay, so somebody could have been rejected in a situation. And in that rejection, it messed with someone's confidence. And when someone felt like they weren't good enough, that's when love turned into hate, jealousy, and regret. But it had nothing to do with you. That came from somewhere else. Like that energy was there to begin with. It's just like something was the catalyst. Like that rejection was the catalyst to bringing that energy out of you to the surface for you to be aware of it. But it was there way before you went through that event. Let me see what else I got. We're going to look at your journey, which is where you're at right now, struggling to move forward with change. You have Limitless falling out here, numbers 34. Okay, so somebody could be trying to build something based off of the past. You're building something new or trying to build a stability or some sort of stable communication, but building it from the past energy. That doesn't sound right. Like the math is off if you're mathing it. You're building the past for a future stability, but the past is already the past and it's no longer valid because it's the past. Let's keep going. You have Retribution at the bottom of the deck, refusing to face something. Scorpio, I'm almost feeling like you're fighting with yourself at this point. Part of you wants to do the right thing and the other part just doesn't want to face it because there's so much regret. Like it's given like this energy like I'd rather not deal or admit, or like painting over the roses. That's what I'm getting here. Like cover up the mistake and then I don't have to see it and I don't have to deal with it. And that takes me right back to, where's the hyena card that I saw earlier? Did I take it off? like someone not wanting to take responsibility for something, but they just want the results of it. They want it to be right and fine, but they don't want to have to go through the process of doing it because it's too hard. Like, you're fighting with yourself, Scorpio. Okay, missing the point with the signal. Okay, so somebody's not understanding why something has backfired. Like, you're missing the lesson and the problem and focusing too much on the problem. The hunter has become the hunted. Like I said, something like that. There's this energy of something coming back. Like, I've been getting that a lot with, okay, I got that with Libra. Taurus got a little bit of it, but not too much. Libra definitely got it. Libra got it a lot. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Libra or an air sign, but that was also something that they were going through. With this generosity in the card, like, it's like, again, the cycle has come full circle. You have to go through it in order to get past it and move to the new cycle. But you don't want to have to go through it to get to a new cycle, but that's the only way to go to get to the new cycle. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind in the past. You're going to miss the opportunity. Signal in reverse here. Okay, let's look at your completion tile, which is, and then you have bound in reverse, Pisces energy. Somebody's avoiding their feelings. They don't want to understand someone else's feelings. They're avoiding themselves. And I'm picturing someone looking in their looking in the mirror. Like, someone could be avoiding their own emotions, ignoring their own self, something like that. Let's look at elephant. What's elephant? This is your West completion, the overall outcome. Like, I'm seeing that you're going to get some sort of higher knowledge at the end of the cycle if you make it to that part. Remember, you still have free will, but it's your choice. It's almost like I'm seeing two paths in front of someone. One could lead you back to repeating a cycle that you've been repeating for a very long time, just constantly reliving the dead. I don't know why I said the dead. Somebody could be reliving something that's dead over and over again, and the other could kind of like help you ascend spiritually, physically, mentally. It can help you guide others too with this elephant knowledge here. But there's a high chance of you sabotaging the snake energy in reverse. Let's see. Freedom. I said that. Trapped. Unable to break free. Let's pull some advice. Oh, there it is. The mercat. It actually is here. That's the energy I was getting. Advice for Scorpio. Someone's really like got their foot in the mud, but it's only stuck because they're not trying hard enough to pull it out. Like, there's nothing really holding you in the mud. Something like that, you know? And then you have catalyst in reverse. Someone's avoiding a ripple effect. I told you feel like they're stuck. What's harder, Scorpio? Staying there feeling like you're never ever going to be able to grow, evolve, move forward, break free of a situation, or facing the truth when it comes to one's own behavior or actions or something that you've gone through before, and learning from it so that you can be even better for your future. One has a positive outcome at the end of it, even though it's hard, and the other one just leads to like death of the spirit. Which do you really want? I feel like those are like your two choices, but you have to decide for yourself. And then I have patience at the bottom of the deck, like take time out to think. There's a song that just came to my mind just now. Take time out. Take time. I can't remember all the words, but something about taking time. Protection, protect some sort of change. Something is very delicate. This change is very delicate. You might be on a thin line or walking on thin ice right now, and every step that you take is critical. one could either lead you to death or the other one could lead you to life. You have to choose. That's the message I have for you, Scorpio. I really hope this helps, guys. I always tell you guys to make positive, progressive, healthy decisions for yourself in order to learn how to make positive and healthy decisions in relation to each other and in relation to your connection with God, with the divine, the creator of all things. So this is about healing your spirit. That's what my readings are all about. I don't do gossiping. This is all about kind of taking a surgical perspective of what's really hard for us to process and how to navigate through it. Those are your choices. I hope it helps. All right. Have a great day. Bye.